Welcome back. I don't know why I didn't expect to see you there or something. Okay, so we missed Sean last week, but Auntie Corny was a good time. Did you watch that?
Yeah.
How did you think Corny did?
Corny did excellent.
Yeah.
She's a star.
She is.
She's a Watashi wa star.
Yeah, we should have her back. We should do 3.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
I feel like I'm going to be listening.
Because me and her just talk.
Yeah, you guys will just be blabbing the whole time, and I'll just be like, oh.
Yeah. Do you ever, like, get so overwhelmed with my friends and we all just, like, talk so much?
I feel like I'm going to faint sometimes. There's so much going on.
So I asked you guys, once again, you guys have the best ideas, to send me your hot takes, you know, your confessions, your questions, or if you need any advice on anything. Okay, wow, you're like a toddler.
I've been stretching lately.
First, before I read some of these, do you have any hot takes or unpopular opinions you want to share?
Jason Tatum is the best player in the NBA.
That's a hot take.
Not even close.
People would disagree with that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, anything else?
I would say a hot dog it's a sandwich.
Okay, wow, very deep hot takes. I don't think I have any.
Do you think a hot dog's a sandwich?
I've never thought about that in my whole life.
Well, I mean, think about it right now and answer it.
No.
No, why?
No.
Why?
I don't know. It's just not.
Why though?
Because the hot dog is like a, it's a what's the word for that? A cylinder?
Yeah,
it's a cylinder. You can't have a cylinder in a sandwich. They don't go.
It's a wiener shape.
Yeah, it's a cylinder.
But salami is cut
yeah,
in a cylinder.
It's 2D. That's not a cylinder.
No,
Did you go to second grade?
It's a cylinder.
2D. 2D that's a circle.
No, it's got a thickness to it.
But you know what I mean. All right, whatever. We're not doing this. Okay. Did you plan on having Rose, or was she a surprise?
We planned that one.
Yeah. We were actually like thought about it like the night before. We were like, it was like not that far before. We're like, oh, I think we're just gonna have another one. I think we should just do it. And then it just like literally happened. It was like crazy.
First try.
And then I remember thinking like, oh, it's probably gonna take some time. Like we've never tried before. The first one was an accident, so it's like we don't know what it's like to try. But that's like, I feel like I don't like saying that honestly because it was a surprise. No, it wasn't a surprise. Yeah.
The
you mean
first one,
Jay?
Yeah.
Surprise.
Not an accident. Surprise.
Okay, sorry, Jay.
Yeah, you can't call my son an accident.
No, I mean he's not. Sean. Okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with saying that.
I do.
Okay. Well, he knows that he is very loved. It doesn't matter. Either way, Rose was planned, and she came right on time, actually.
She was on time.
She came exactly when we needed her. And it's, like, really weird because the second I took a pregnancy test, Sean was at work, and I was with Jay, and I told him right away. I showed him the pregnancy test. He was only 3. And I'm like, Jay, I have a baby in my belly. And he was just like, wow. And then he said, it's a girl. He didn't even... Like, he just said it was a girl. And then he told everyone, oh, she's having a girl. And we actually came across another pregnant person. And he told this pregnant person, you have a boy. And then he pointed to me, and you have a girl. And we both didn't know the gender yet. And he was right about that, too. He's always been right. Yeah, they do say kids know, and they do be knowing that stuff.
They're smart without trying.
How do you navigate sick season? I have a 5-week-old, and I'm constantly paranoid. Okay, well, a 5-week-old, you're just going to have to, like, put him in a bubble and don't go anywhere, honestly. Yeah. That's too young. But with Jay and Rose, we really, like, I honestly think the best thing for them is exposing them to germs. Because we go everywhere. We go to play places, libraries, public settings, play dates, other people's houses. Like, we don't stop. We don't stop because of the germs.
Let their immune system build up while they're young.
And I really don't want to say it because I don't want to jinx myself, but they hardly ever get sick. Like,
or they might, but their immune system is just so good at fighting off their sickness.
Yes. And, like, whenever they get sick, it's not long, and it's not crazy. Like, Rose has never been sick to the point where we need to, like, bring her to the doctor or the hospital. Jay, he had RSV one time when he was 1, and we didn't need to bring him to the hospital or anything. They recover quickly. And don't let the germs control your life, but you gotta wait until they're at least 1, because a lot of things can be way more complicated if they get sick before 1. Honestly, ideally 2. Like, Rose is approaching 2, and I feel like she's, like, so strong and invincible.
Yeah.
Someone said, am I wrong for ghosting a guy because he didn't set anything up for Valentine's Day? And I'm like, I don't know how to answer that because I haven't dated. I've never dated. So I'm like, I don't know. Is that wrong of him?
Well, if he cares about her, then he'll probably set something up. But then again, we don't know the whole story. What if he's like super busy and he works all the time and he's just like literally just works and works and works and works?
That's true.
And that's where his maybe.
Or what if they like just started talking or dating, and then he's like, I don't want to like be.
Well, I can still see. Well, if he's got enough time to go out and get her something, and if they think they're a thing, then yeah, he should probably get something. He should probably anything, even a card. It's like, it's at least they want something. If you like
Sean's
them,
got it down by now.
If you like them enough to not want them to be upset, get them something. Anything.
Someone said, my boyfriend and I have hit a rough patch. How do you think we can get the spark back?
Well, I don't know any information. I don't know what happened.
Well, this is a general statement, Sean. Like, they're probably just been together for a while and it's getting boring. I don't see, me and Sean don't really have that problem because it's honestly the opposite, where like it just never calms down.
No, it never gets boring.
No, it never gets boring because like I think it's just our personalities, or I don't know.
We're destined for love.
Well, I just think also our personalities. We're not boring people.
No.
Like if you were boring, it could get boring. If one of us was boring, it could get boring really quick. But we're both kind of like unpredictable, unconventional, a little rough around the edges.
You want me to be boring sometimes, but you actually don't know what you want. So that's Sean, why I never give it to you.
Let's not argue.
Because she'll be like, oh, you're just like another one of the kids. Like, you have a 3rd kid. But deep down, if I were boring, she wouldn't like it.
Yes. Well, I actually saw someone ask if you still work. Like, do you still have a job? And the answer is yes. I want to clear that up because a lot of people suspect that we like steadily just like rely on TikTok now, and it's like, and they were kind of like talking shit. Actually, I saw someone in the comments talking shit, saying, "Oh, now her boyfriend quit, and they obviously rely on TikTok, and because he's always around."
Who said that?
Just some random person I saw talking shit in the comments.
Okay.
Well, it's not true.
You can think that.
No, I think they just like. People are assuming because you're in my videos, but what happens is every single year, even way before TikTok, he gets laid off in the wintertime.
Yeah.
And he goes back in the spring. He's like a little hibernation bear.
Yeah.
He works as much as he has to now, and that's still a lot, and it's just like condensed to a short period of time.
Shorter, yes.
Yes. I think influencers are the most basic fake people. Like Haley Bailey or those types. Do you know who Haley Bailey is? Do you think influencers are fake? Now that you kind of like see what life is like, what do you think about other ones?
I don't watch any influencers.
You're on TikTok all day.
I don't get influencers on my TikTok.
You don't. Maybe you just don't know that some of them are influencers.
I don't really get like my For You page is just like funny pranksters, which I love that type of stuff. If I was still young, like I would be doing all that, and I would probably be like the funniest prankster. Young. If I didn't have kids and I didn't have anybody to like, you know, if I could like didn't care about tarnishing my name, like I would be the funniest prankster ever. I still actually I still think about it sometimes. I'm like, oh, I want to go do that, but
I hope you don't.
Never happens, and it probably won't ever.
Well, sometimes you make funny pranks.
Yeah, no.
Sometimes you make funny.
But some of the youngins nowadays, they do some funny stuff.
I know,
and
they're
it's
so
like
funny.
The trends are just like, they're so random and they're so funny.
Innocent pranks.
Yeah, I get on my
harmless pranks.
Harmless pranks, yeah, just hilarious stuff. I think it's hilarious.
That's pure.
And then everything else I get on my TikTok, my For You page is just, you know, sports stuff. So
That's so
because
boring.
Boston sports is just, you can't beat it. So
I follow a lot of influencers, so I do agree that I feel like in order to get to a certain level, like the 10 plus million followers, there has to be some element of being fake.
that's not necessarily true.
I just think most of the time they're performing a little bit, and that's not a bad way. Like they're just so entertaining, and they probably are bubbly people and outgoing. And I do feel like most of them, like 99% of them, do have like the main character energy, so it's not like wicked fake, but they do put on a little bit of a show.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing. I mean, if it works, then it works, and people like it. Then. But I do feel like it is cool that like a lot of times people that have that main character energy in real life, it shows through social media and TikTok, and they get followers. Like it doesn't really happen too often where someone that just is so boring and so bleh, fakes it so good to the point where they're not even close to who they are online, you know?
Yeah.
So
Probably pretty hard to fake it
yes.
for that long. People will do like an act, and it's like their whole
Trolling.
No, like their whole following is based on a character, and that's like not like what's that guy's name? He's like a gamer.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he like has like this weird, and he's always like this, and he's always like, brothers. What the heck's his name?
Yeah.
But
See, people.
But he like, that's like an act. He's not like that at all.
Yeah.
He acts like he's like on like the spectrum.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I know. I see those people, and a lot of people get annoyed with those. That's kind of like a troll. They're trolling a little bit.
Nah, he's just trying to be funny.
Yeah, he's trolling. That's what trolling means. You're being
He's not
someone
making
else.
fun of anybody though.
No, I know, but that's not what the word trolling means. Trolling other people, like, or trolling online is just like pretending like there's this girl named Taylor Frankie Paul. She would troll every day and pretend that she was a grandma to her friends, and like it went super viral, and everyone was debating in the comments if she was really a grandma, but she was trolling. She wasn't serious. But the thing about it, her followers are probably getting annoyed, but those videos that go so viral and on the For You page, people eat that up. And that's the part that followers that kind of miss. It's like a lot of times people are making videos because they know it's going to get on the For You page, and people that have no idea who this person is going to like think this is so funny or this is so crazy, when all their followers are like, okay, what are you doing? You know?
Yeah.
A lot of times people make videos for not their audience on purpose, and it's kind of like a strategic thing.
Yeah, it's just to get more followers.
Yeah, or just views. Because sometimes it's not even worth following. Like that Taylor Frankie Paul thing was like, it was dumb. She pretended she was a grandma, she's my age, to her friends, and people believed it. And it was going on and on and on. Like, I don't think anyone followed her because of it. People were getting pissed off. Like, obviously you're not their grandma, but people like ate it up.
Just like rage bait.
Yeah, I don't even know. It was just so funny. It was innocent.
Yeah.
But it was funny. Sean is such an amazing dad. Do you think he will be overprotective when Rose grows up?
Yeah. But not overprotective. Because I feel if you don't give them any freedom, then they're going to do everything, the opposite of everything you say, you know?
They're going to rebel.
They're going to rebel. I don't want a rebellious
Or sneak.
teen daughter.
Sneak around.
I want one that will trust me and will come to me for help and advice, and she can always count on her daddy.
I feel like
that type of stuff.
Yeah, I feel like the answer to all problems when it comes to being a parent is remain close with them. If you are really close, then there's not much that can go wrong.
Yeah. And if she's anything like me, she's going to have to figure out things for herself, because I didn't learn anything unless it was off of my own experience. My dad will tell me something a million times, never listen to him. And then once I figure it out and fall on my face, I'm like, oh yeah, he said that to me a lot.
Yeah. See, I don't know. I have a really hard time reflecting on life or anything. I can't grasp an opinion on the past because I don't know why. I don't know what's wrong with me. You know what I mean? Like, I can't accurately describe scenarios because I feel like my perception is just warped all the time.
Well, when you think of something, you're not thinking of the exact event. You're thinking of the last time you thought about it.
That's what people say, but I don't believe that.
Well, I think it's like a proven study, like a neurological
I don't remember the
study.
last time I thought about anything. What if you had never thought about that before? I just have a hard time giving a strong opinion on the past because I feel that my perception is not good. But like I said, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I really just don't know. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't know what to do with that.
You don't know what to do with that information.
I don't know what to say or do. I'm trying here.
How did you guys know you wanted to be together for the long haul?
How?
Yeah, or when? Wait, I know a moment where my mind kind of shifted.
Where the energy shifted?
No, my mind.
Yeah, the energy.
No, just my mind. Your energy was the same. But I didn't realize that we were in it for the long haul, like forever and ever, until you went to college.
Yep.
And the day that Sean went to college, I went with him and his family, and
To move me in.
yeah, to move him in, and I was 17 at the time, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I was putting his clothes in his dresser, and I looked over at him, and he was crying.
Yeah.
And I was not sad at that point. I mean, I was sad, but I wasn't crying or anything. And I was like, oh my God. And that's when I realized he loves me so much. Like, I did not think he loved me. And I've never seen you cry, I don't think, before. And the fact that we were going to be like, what, 2.5 hours away or 3 hours away for the first time. And we had been together for like 2 or 3 years, maybe. No, 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I realized, wow, like, I don't think anyone has ever loved me this much.
Yeah.
And I was very sad without you.
I was really sad without you.
Yeah. That's when I realized, wow, like, I don't want to live without him, I don't think.
Yeah, and also, even before that, we never spent a day apart, even though we didn't live together. We would always...
Yeah.
If I didn't get to see her on any given day, I was upset about it.
Yes.
I always wanted to be... We were addicted.
It was like a big deal to spend a day apart from each other. A lot of times I would have my friends hang out with us. I would convince them. So we would hang out with my friends like all the time. Like Sean would just be there. But it was a good thing because like you had your license. You took us to Burger King.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I did whatever you guys wanted.
Yeah. So that was good. But what about you? When did you realize that you wanted to be with me forever? Was there a moment?
Early on.
Was there a moment?
There must have been, but I can't pinpoint a moment.
Wow.
There must have been a moment though.
That's sad. You can't think of a moment?
It was just like
Think about, or maybe not a moment, but like a time era.
at my graduation party.
We weren't even together.
I know.
So he broke up with me.
Yeah.
And then that's another question. Do we ever want to break? Yes. One day Sean calls me up out of absolutely nowhere.
Was it?
Actually, he had ghosted me for like 3 days when we were dating. He was my boyfriend.
Senior year?
I don't know. I get confused. See, like I don't understand. I don't know. I don't remember anything.
Too.
So, whatever. He broke up with me. He calls me up. He's like, I actually just want to focus on baseball. And I was like, all right, fine. So then we didn't talk for a while, but then we would start hanging out and like getting together sometimes, like on and off. But then at one point you kind of just stopped talking to me and we kind of just went our separate ways. And then we rekindled and you asked me to come to your graduation party.
Mm-hmm.
And we were not dating. And I was so happy because like I wanted to get back together with him, but he didn't seem like he wanted to. It must have been your senior year because it was your graduation party.
I did want to get back together with you, but I, like, for some reason thought I was like so good at baseball, and I was like gonna go to the major leagues or whatever, and I spent all my time with Julie. And before Julie, I would literally work out and play baseball like the majority of the day. I would go to a facility and I would be doing drills, I would be pitching, doing stretching, I'd be working out like crazy for like 4, 5, 6 hours every single day. And when I met Julie, I stopped doing all that because we were just like addicted to each other. So I would stop, I just like stopped caring. And then around the time where it was like, I had like surgeries on my elbow. I was locking in and trying to rehab, and I was trying to figure out what college I was going to go to, and I only cared about playing baseball in college.
You locked in a little too hard.
I locked in a little too hard, and I ended up like just making the decision that I was going to break up with her, but then it never, we couldn't be apart from one another. Even when we said we weren't dating, we really were. We were still seeing each other all the time. At my graduation, I invited her because I wanted her to be there, and
I went with my friend.
Went with her friend, and
it was weird because I'm like, I'm seeing your parents and we're not dating, and they're probably like, what's going on?
Yeah. I mean, well, they knew that we were like, we were like friends, so just like laid together and just like chilled and like looked at the stars.
Okay, I don't remember that.
And I was like, I just really like her. And then
I really like her.
then like a week later, I was like, yeah, we should just date again.
Oh, I remember because actually a week later I brought it up to you and I said, well, maybe it wasn't a week. It might have been a few weeks after that. But I was like, we were hanging out all the time, and I was so scared to ask you. And I'm like, I feel like I have to because I just need to know if I should like cut off my other bitches. No, I'm just kidding. I just needed to know if we were like exclusive.
Yeah.
So I asked you, can we, like, what are we? And to my surprise, you said, I love you.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa, I didn't even expect you to say you wanted to date me. Never mind, you love me.
Yeah.
You're like, I love you and I want to be with you. I was like freaking out about that question for so long.
It was one of those things where I knew it was true, but I just kept pushing it back.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I thought I was like.
But why can't
so
you just like
good at baseball, and I just.
Why couldn't you just take me to the MLB with you? That's so mean.
Because I would have, but I mean, I just at the same time I didn't have enough time to get good enough to do that with you.
What if I was like, you can do it?
You weren't like that though. You were never like, oh, go practice your art. You never cared about that. You're always like, no, you did.
No, I did. I went to your games and I supported you.
Yeah, you went to my games because that's a game, but you were not like a ride or die to the point where you were just like, oh yeah, just focus on baseball like as hard as you want, and I'm always gonna be here.
Right. That's what
you always wanted me. You always wanted me to be with you all the time.
That's true. That's true. That would.
You were very demanding.
I was. I was very immature.
You were demanding my presence.
Yeah. What are your opinions on cheating? Do you think couples can bounce back after that?
Yeah.
Whoa! I did not expect you to say that.
I think they can.
Wow.
I think it happens a lot.
Wow. Yeah. Some people are way more forgiving than others, I guess. And I think the only way it works is if the person forgiving the person that cheated really lets it go. You can't hang it over that person's head forever, or else it's not going to work.
The only way you can come back from it, I think, is if you like really put yourself in their shoes and you can see why they might have done it, and I mean, it's hard to like. You're talking like you cheated or something, and you want me to forgive you. No, like let's say you're not giving like him any attention at all ever, and then break up. Would you break up with me if I cheated on you? Yeah. I would break up with you if you cheated on me too. Yeah, no, I'm not talking about us, because we've been together for so long and we're so loyal to each other. We have a zero tolerant cheating policy. At this point in the game, if she cheated on me, it would be like, okay, there's everything we've built our whole relationship on is a lie. A lot of people want to know our opinions on the Avery Woods drama. Oh, I don't even follow that. I know you don't, but I kind of told him a little bit, and I could speak on the fact that she did say that, quote, I had 2 C-sections, so I am pristine down there. That is the only thing that would really apply to me, because I gave birth naturally, and if I were a follower of hers, like, and I listened to that could hurt me pretty bad. So I don't follow her. I don't watch her podcast. I do follow her best friend, Emily, and I'm pretty sure she follows me back, so that's amazing. But I don't know why Avery never really came on my For You page up until this point. I'm now hearing about her. But I think
that, and like there's a lot going on with that whole episode thing, and from my perspective it kind of just seems like I think sometimes sometimes influencers get to a point where they kind of forget what they're even saying, and they're more focused on the video and the views and the money, and they kind of just they get so carried away, and they forget that this camera is also can translate to real life, and a lot of times they just forget. I've seen it happen so many times with so many influencers where, and to a regular person, you look at this video and you're like, why would you ever voluntarily post this? Like, this is crazy that she would ever even think this is okay to say. But like I said, they're just not thinking about that. They're getting carried away. They need to come back down to earth. It kind of seems like maybe that's what's happening with her. And she did just get signed to a label, so that seems very likely. And I think that this reality check will make her make a little more sense now. But the thing is, too, is like some people are just so unapologetically saying hot takes all the time and just like being that crazy girl. And a lot of times it works for people, but with her, like I was looking at her page and it's kind of confusing. Like I kind of can't really figure out her vibe. She's very raunchy, but she also had those videos where like she was showing her daughter a lot and like she was like a mom, so it's kind of confusing. But like she doesn't have like an OnlyFans or anything. She's married, so I guess I can't really figure out her vibe.
Yeah, you can't be both.
I think she needs to pick a vibe, you know, like go all in and just be outspoken, unapologetic, and be crazy, or be more reserved and own that and make that entertaining. It's harder to make an entertaining podcast when you're worried about what you're saying the whole time. So I don't think she needs to do that, but you got to find the balance. And remember, your audience is made up of women, and don't turn on them. Like with her, I mean, obviously, I'm sure some guys, but I'm sure most of them are women. And that's what shocked me the most. Like she seems like a very girl's girl, like such a girl's girl. So when I heard her say that, I'm like, what? Her? She seems like the ultimate girl's girl. So like I said, I just don't think she was thinking.
Maybe she like said that to like make herself feel better about her situation.
Yeah, it's like me coming on here and saying, and we're talking about like our stomachs or something, and I'm like, oh well, my stomach's pristine because I had 2 natural births. Like that would be equivalent. I would never. First of all, I don't think like that. Second of all, I would never say that. Never mind, put it on camera and put it out to people. Because that's just not the way my mind works. I'm not thinking about other people and how they give birth.
There's no need. It's like it's just. You're literally just telling people your insecurities. That's like what.
Yeah, maybe she's insecure. She had C-sections. That's a good point.
For sure. That's
the way you take it.
Yeah.
Why I never thought of that.
Why would anybody ever say like, oh, like I had a C-section? Like why would they like say that if they're like no one's like proud of that? I mean, I feel like
it's a very traumatic thing for most people.
Yeah, it's like they went through. Like a really, really difficult time where you couldn't have your baby naturally, and you paid the not the ultimate sacrifice, but you paid a pretty good sacrifice. They had to go and cut you wide open and pull the baby out, and you would have died if that weren't for modern medicine.
In an emergency C-section.
Yeah. So it's like it's a very traumatic experience, and she's just probably trying to make light of that. That's probably like her coping method, and maybe she's trying to like reach out to like some of her fans who've had C-sections and make them feel good about it.
That's true.
You know. And
she also said something about religion. And as someone that's not religion, I can't speak on like how...
You're not religion?
I'm not religion. As someone that's not religious, I don't think that I could really speak on anything that she said. I mean, I showed Sean the clip because I was going to bring it up this episode. And like the clip of the Jesus, what she said about Jesus.
Oh,
Yeah, don't say it because I don't want to get flagged.
Yeah.
But I think that what she said in that situation was crazy to just say to another person, never mind film it and then put it online. I would never say that about like anyone, never mind a religious figure, even though a religious figure holds 0 value to me because I am an atheist. I still wouldn't say that. So I can't get in her head on that one. I can't explain that. I think she was doing it for the shock value.
She's doing a lot of the things she was doing were for the shock value.
Yeah.
Because she wants to be entertaining.
Yes.
And her producers probably had something to do with it, because if people are talking about it, whether it's good or bad, the producers, they like that. They don't care that you ruin your name. They want the views. And
that's true. So she might have just felt a lot of pressure to make it entertaining and just saying things that, like I said, she wasn't thinking about. A lot of times I'm guilty of it too, like, but not in that way, where I'll say things and I'll forget that there are real people behind the screen with like infinite different lives, and there'll be real life consequences to the things that I say, whether that's good or bad. And like people message me all the time, like, you changed my life, you helped me so much as a postpartum mom. And to me, I'm like, whoa, like I forget that people are really watching these videos and they're saving them and they're sharing them with their friends. And that's a positive side to that, but it can also go the other way. Even though me and Sean are not religious, we still talk about religion in a respectful way, because I have followers that are religious. And that's the thing, is like she was talking about all of her haters being religious, and she kind of failed to remember that I'm sure probably even more of her followers are religious. She was just talking about she goes to her haters' pages and they have like the Bible verses.
Yeah.
But she failed to remember that, or maybe she needs to go to her followers' page more often and see that they also have Bible verses too. And the people that are being really nice in the comments might have the Bible verses too.
She's looking at all the negative stuff. She should be looking at her followers that like her, not her haters.
Yep.
Exactly.
She needs to ignore her haters way more.
Ignore the haters.
Don't even go to their profile. I don't really see many hate comments. TikTok does a really good job at filtering hate comments. And a lot of times people will think that influencers will delete them, like delete their mean comments, but I just never see them. They're automatically filtered. I never put that on. And it's nice that way. Sometimes I will go through my filtered comments and just approve of all of them. Even if they're so mean, I'll just approve. Because I don't care. All right. Well, I think that this is a learning lesson for Avery, and I think she's going to maybe do a little rebrand type shit. I don't know.
She'll do some soul searching.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll find Jesus Christ.
Whoa, that would be a plot twist.
That would be good for ratings.
Baby names that you love but didn't use. I know one.
I know what you're going to say.
What?
Alex.
Oh, yeah. No, that wasn't what I was going to say. Yes, we were going to name Jay Alex. It was a change of plans, and I'm glad we didn't, because he's not an Alex. That's a good name, though. We were going to call him Xander. Right? That's what I was going to do. It was going to be Alexander.
Zanny.
Yeah, we were going to call him Lil Zan.
Lil Zan.
No, I was going to say Adrian. I love the name Adrian for a boy.
For a girl?
No, for a boy. And remember, I wanted it, and you're like, that's a girl's name.
Adrian Beltre. Red
love
Sox third baseman back in the day.
I just think that's like the best name ever. I wish if I had another boy, I think I would name. Well, you don't like that name.
Adrian's like, I don't know. I like traditional names.
I know, but that name is good.
How about like a Joe? Or like a Ben?
No. Sorry, Joe and Ben,
but
I just don't like that.
I don't like the weird names. I mean,
Adrian's not weird.
It's not weird, but it's also like I view it as a girl's name.
For girls, I like the name Belle. That's so pretty.
Yeah, that's cute.
I like one syllable and like beautiful.
What if they're like so not Belle though?
I know.
That's hard.
I mean, I think Rose could have been a Belle.
Yeah, Rose. I mean, that's because it's like kind of a similar type of thing. She's just a little cute.
I know. The thing about Jay and Rose is like they look exactly like their name, but sometimes you come across a kid and you're like, no, that doesn't add up. You're not adding up. Your parents misnamed you. Yeah. So Jay is named after Sean's dad, Jay, and I just love that name, Jay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other names you like?
I like my name.
Okay.
Sean. I wanted to name him Sean. She didn't like that. So I'm like, I'll name him after my dad. My dad, he deserves it anyways. Maybe Jay will name his son Sean.
Oh.
Or maybe he'll name him Jay.
Yeah.
Either way, I'll be happy.
Yeah. This is someone's unpopular opinion. It's like so funny. I mean, it's not funny, but it's just weird. I mean, it's not weird. Okay, never just listen. Sometimes having more than average amount of kids does not equal one big happy family.
Having a lot of kids does not mean, yeah.
That's true. I never thought of that. If someone has a lot of kids, everyone's just, oh, it's one big happy family. It's one big family. You gotta love it. That's so true.
Most of the time, that's not like.
Actually, most of the time, it's actually like living hell. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. I've never.
I mean, there's shows like.
Doherty Dozen. They follow me. I will not tolerate any Doherty Dozen slander.
No, I mean like.
Do you know who that is?
No, I don't know what that is.
It's a family with a dozen kids, and they follow me.
But yeah, I mean, John and Kate +8.
They were not one big happy family. Oh my God, one of the daughters follows me.
Oh really?
I have to be so careful what I say because these people are followers. I don't want to hurt their feelings.
And then remember the cult family?
Which one?
The like Mormon one?
Oh, you mean those people?
Yeah.
18 kids and counting?
Yeah.
I used to live and breathe those shows. Like every day I would come home and they'd be on at like 3 o'clock. I would be obsessed with those shows.
But
and
they're
the
all
fact
a lie.
that oh
and,
my
and
God,
just the things
it's
they
so
did to
scary.
those kids and like
it's so scary.
just
The older brother. Do you know what the older brother did?
Yeah, yeah. If you have more than like 6 kids, like you're just like I'm sorry, but
I think that there's a way to not be like that.
You're probably just like so weird if you have more.
Okay, Sean, we can't be mean to the people that have 6+
I mean,
kids.
I would.
Yeah, exactly. What the fuck?
I would, but like.
So you're weird. Well, I think the reason why it gets tricky is because at one point you get to so many kids where the older ones just start raising the younger ones. And these kids didn't sign up to be parents and they don't know. And that's where things get tricky. But if you can space them out enough and you have enough care, to oversee them. The
only way it wouldn't be weird if you had that many kids would be if you had so much time to raise them.
Yeah, like Doherty doesn't has time, I think.
Like if you were so rich that you could give those 12 kids an amazing life.
She does.
And you could teach them everything as a parent, as a father, as a mother, then that's awesome. That's like the life.
Did either of your parents initially not like the other?
Any of my parents not like the other?
Nope, Sean, that's not what the question was.
Oh, our parents.
Did either of our parents not like the other person? Did your parents always like me?
Oh, like you.
Yes.
I thought you meant like my parents didn't like your parents.
Oh, I don't think so.
Like each other.
Yeah. Do you know, we're talking about each other, Sean. Did you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Did your parents always like me?
Yeah, my parents always liked you, yeah.
Wow, that's crazy because I feel like I was not very likable in the beginning.
They always liked you.
Yeah, they really they see the good in people.
And
they always treated me the exact same.
They had no reason not to like you. If my parents don't have a reason to not like you, then they're going to like you until you give them a reason.
Wow.
That's why the people that they don't like, I'm really like, wow, that person must be such a piece of shit for my parents not to like them.
Yeah, you're right. That's true. They don't.
And there are some people out there, and I'm always like,
wow.
You must be a real piece of shit.
Yeah. My mom and my dad, I think they always liked you. They don't. I think they liked anyone that was willing to date me.
Yeah, they're like, take her.
How do you get your children to not say bad words? That's hard. You pretty much have to stop saying bad words until they get to the point where you can tell them only adults can say this word.
Yeah.
But honestly, this might be a hot take. I don't really care that much if Jay or Rose say a swear. It's a word. It's a word. And if we're at home, I just don't really care that much because my mom cared so much about that. Like if I said the word bitch, like even in a context where it was like funny, it was the end of the world.
Yeah.
But I would come home with like a D and an F and an F, and she never said anything. She focused so much on things that just didn't matter that much.
Yeah.
And because of that, like literally because of what I just said, I don't care about it. I'm like, if we're good people, we're making sure they're good people. I don't really give a shit if they're saying fuck, shit, ass.
No, I don't care either. I used to like go to my cousin's house, and they would swear in front of their parents. Like never like, oh fuck you, dad, but like always like in a funny way. And just the fact that they had the freedom to do that, like I felt like
Yeah,
it was so cool. And
I
I was
don't
like
think
in such a cool place for that.
I don't think I would like that. If Jay and
What?
Rose were like swearing around me, like with their friends and stuff.
No.
I think we need to have like enough respect where they don't do it around us, unless it's occasional and it makes sense.
Well, you wouldn't know about it unless they do it in front of you. Jay sees like something like funny happen, and he's like 16, and he goes, "What the fuck?" You're not gonna be like, Jay.
No.
Don't say
that.
No,
I'm just saying if he's talking with his friends and I overhear something, I'm not gonna intervene. Like I'm okay with that.
I honestly don't think he's the type of person to even let us hear him swear.
Yes. I mean, Jay's only 6, but I feel like we can kind of get a feel for him and what he's going to be like. I don't think he's going to be like that. Rose, since she's so young, it's difficult to tell what her personality is going to be like. I think
she's going to be funny.
She's going to be funny, yes, but is she going to be like crazy? Is she going to be like reserved? Is she going to be bold, like athletic?
She's gonna be outgoing.
Outgoing?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like she's a little shy. She confuses me. Rose can jump on 2 feet, and she's been doing this since probably 18 months.
She hops around everywhere.
And she jumps extremely high on 2 feet, like 2 at the same time. And if you know anything about child development, you'll know that that is not something that comes along until they're like 2.5, 3. Like Jay was like literally 3, maybe even older before he could do that. And the way she's been doing it for so long blows my mind. Someone said, social media is making people obsessed with themselves and less present. Definitely makes people less present.
Definitely makes people obsessed with themselves, too.
Yes. I think that in order to, like, make a video, you kind of have to have a certain level of ego that even if you have to fake it, because, like, I could sit here and, like, tell you guys about like my thoughts or my day, and I have to have a little bit of an ego to think that anybody would care about that. And in the beginning it was hard. Like if you go back to my videos in the very beginning, people would ask me questions and I was like so timid. I'm like, I just feel like no one cared.
I don't think that's what they mean when they said that.
What did they mean? What did the men mean?
I think they meant like social media is making people obsessed with themselves, like because they are comparing themselves to like ridiculous things. Like it's probably like on their social media they're like swiping all day, and they see people like in such good shape or like and they're edited and Instagram, and it's like not even real, but they're like, oh, I want to look like that, and they're obsessed with themselves and like making them look as good as they possibly can so they can compete with these other people.
That's a good take. I feel like that is true, because I feel like before social media we were more of an outward society where we were thinking about other people and we were always considering other people, and now we're so inward, and it's ironic because we're looking at other people all the time, but it has caused society to look inward way too much. We're obsessed. Well, we're focusing more on ourselves versus other people, but not in a good way. It's gone too far. Like the difference between our generation and my mom's, I always tell people this because it blows my mind every time. Like every time we have a party, nobody really brings food. Like, and I'll say to my mom, like, oh, we're having a cookout, I gotta buy this, and she would say, well, people will bring stuff, Julie. You don't need to get chairs or buy all this food. Like everyone brings stuff, and I'm like, no, Mom, that's your generation. Nobody's gonna bring anything. Everyone is thinking of themselves. They're not thinking of me. They're not thinking of the other guests. They're invited. They're coming, and I'm not even gonna lie, I'm guilty of it too. I don't think to bring something, but all the older folk, they're bringing their whole freaking house if they need to. They're always thinking of other people.
Yep. Take out a couple camping chairs out of the back of the truck.
Yeah.
Bring their own chairs.
Yes. And once in a while somebody will bring something and I'm like, oh my God, thank you so much. I want to like give as much positive reinforcement as I can because I want them to keep doing this. And I do try to. I try to bring like something.
We always bring something.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And
see, I don't remember anything.
And then like I used to always bring a 30 rack, no matter like.
Well, yeah, alcohol is different. Sean didn't understand. Last party we had, Sean didn't understand that with alcohol, it's bring your own alcohol. And so you bought a massive amount of alcohol, and everybody also brought their own alcohol. And then you're like, wow, people really do bring their own alcohol. And that's exactly because they just assume that you're not going to supply the alcohol.
Yeah. We
Once
always
again,
supply
thinking
everything.
yeah, but people are just only thinking of themselves. They'll only bring alcohol for themselves. So yeah, I do agree. Social media has caused people to be so obsessed with themselves in a physical sense and like in a social sense. And it sucks. I don't know how to reverse this, guys. And I'm feeding into it because I'm posting on it. And like another thing that kind of drives me crazy is it's so normal for people to just cancel plans last minute. Or like if you're not feeling up to it, like focus on you. You do whatever you're comfortable with, and protect your peace. And that's all good advice. But if you actually follow it all the time, then it will have negative consequences. Like other people will not like you. You will lose friends. You have to take other people into consideration sometimes. Like, yeah, protect your peace to an extent. You know what I mean?
I would say never protect your peace.
Okay.
I would say no matter what, if you're invited and if you have friends there and you're like, you think that you don't want to go because you might feel anxious or whatever, just go.
That's when you'll grow.
That's how you grow, and that's how you're going to grow as a person. Your character is going to become richer, and you're going to be happy that you went, because you're going to get there and you're going to realize, oh, these are all my friends, and you guys are all going to have fun.
Unless they're making fun of you and talking shit about you behind your back.
Well, you wouldn't have gotten invited.
No, what if they invited you to make fun of you?
Then you're fighting them. And then you're going to be that much better of a fighter.
No, I feel like also, what drives me crazy is everyone kind of makes it seem like, this is just a general statement, but people kind of seem like it's annoying to be social these days. Like, oh, I just want to be antisocial and be in my house. And I do get it. Like, I am a person. I understand where people are coming from, but it drives me crazy when people aren't willing to show up for anyone anymore. Like, oh, I have to go to this graduation party. Oh, so annoying. Or, oh, I have to go to this birthday party. Like, oh, I'm just going to cancel last minute. Who cares? But as a result, everyone's mindset's this way, and no one shows up anymore. And it, like, shows up in a physical sense and in a emotional sense. Like, people don't show up for people like they should. And it drives me crazy because the second anyone dies, people will call out of work, rearrange anything to be at that funeral. Mm-hmm. But then when someone has a celebration, like a birthday party or a graduation party, everyone's like, oh, I don't feel like going. Oh, I don't really. It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But it's like, no, show up for people while they're still here. Because
you don't know what you have until it's gone.
Well, and like if you're willing to.
Once they're gone, then you're like, oh shit, I need to be there for their ceremony.
The power of just showing up for like 20 minutes to somewhere to let someone know that you care is a big deal. And because your time is the only thing you can't get back. So if you're willing to offer your time to someone, it means more than anything. Pretty deep stuff.
For sure.
That drives me crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if you are going to go to this person's funeral, then show up to their stuff while they're here.
Yeah. A lot of people don't show up because they're
thinking of themselves.
They're depressed.
Exactly.
And back to social media, they have ridiculous expectations for the way they look, or they don't feel good about themselves.
Or they're insecure about where they are in life.
Yeah, they're insecure about what job they have, what car they drive, or whatever. And it's like, no, just go there and vibe out and have fun with your friends.
No, I just want to shake people sometimes.
Because when you die, or you're an old person and you're on your deathbed, you're going to wish you went and did more things. You're going to be like, wow, back when I could move around a little better, I wish I moved around a little more.
Whoa, deep. I know I like want to shake people sometimes because there's so many people in my life that are like, oh, well, I'm insecure because I should be doing this by now. I should have this by now, and I should be, at this place by now. And it's like they have all these rules, these invisible, made-up rules, and they feel like they don't meet their own standards. And it just drives me crazy. I'm like, nobody fucking cares. These rules are not real. And it must come from people posting their successes all the time. That must be where it's coming from.
It comes from life experiences too. And if you take all the experiences you had growing up and you're like, oh, this guy was, my neighbor, and he was at this point when he was 25, and now I'm 25, and I should be there, if not more successful. The generation changes so quickly, and people had better jobs back in the day. They can make more money they can make more money now, but inflation's so crazy now that even like a $30 an hour back when I was growing up would be like $80 an hour now. So it's like not even comparable with inflation and everything. So people will go to college and get these good jobs, and they're not even making enough to like sustain them and another person.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I kind of went off track there a little bit, but
no, it's true. You can't compare your chapter 1 to someone else's chapter 10.
yeah, and you can't compare someone's chapter 2 to your chapter 2 because it's the times change like so ridiculous.
Chapters are not the same length as they used to be.
Yeah, the chapter.
And everyone's chapters are different lengths.
Yeah, the book changes frequently.
Yeah, like life, the book of life is always changing.
Mm-hmm.
So, therefore, chapters are going to be different lengths.
Mm-hmm.
I snooped on my boyfriend's phone and I found evidence of him micro-cheating. What is that?
What's micro-cheating? Look up.
Micro-cheating could mean anything. Because, I mean, maybe like liking pictures is what I'm thinking.
Micro-cheating refers to small, seemingly insignificant actions that could be considered a breach of trust in a relationship, even if they don't constitute a full-blown physical affair, like flirting excessively with others, secret messaging, online, not
Massages?
secret massage parlors, no, secretly messaging exes online or hiding social media interactions from your partner. Flirting, texting other girls, that's like, I guess that would be micro-cheating.
That would be, if you micro-cheated on me, I'd break up with you. I don't know. I just think that if the word has cheating in it, then it's cheating and you gotta break up, okay? Break up.
Yeah, just go find your happiness.
Just break up with him.
If your happiness isn't right there in front of you, then go find it.
Okay, last question. Hardest things to come to terms with as a new parent. Okay, we gotta think back 6 years ago when we became new parents.
I got it.
What?
You're not gonna be able to party like you once did. You're not gonna be.
That was hard for you?
Yeah.
Oh.
You're not gonna be the guy.
You're not that guy, pal.
You're not gonna be that guy pal, that's just drinking everybody under the table, that's shotgunning beers, sub 1 second. You're not gonna be able to be Gator anymore. You're not gonna be.
And if you are, it's not funny anymore. It's like
No.
embarrassing for your kid, and it's just like, what are you doing? Like, go to your family, please.
Yeah, you're not gonna be able to be Frank the Tank anymore. So just like hang up your drinking shoes and your boot mug, put it up on the top shelf, and
it's what's best. It's better for you.
And you're not gonna be able to like hang out even like that much. Like you're not gonna be able to golf like 2-3 days a week anymore. You're not gonna be able to go, play basketball every day with your friends in the summer and smoke a bunch of weed. You're not gonna be able to do that anymore. So you're gonna have to just like take what you can get.
Okay. You're making it seem like your life is ruined.
No, you're gonna have your kids, and they're more fun anyways. But I'm just saying,
they really are.
Your friends are gonna forget about you too, most likely.
Okay. But
you're gonna make new friends, and they're probably gonna be better, and then the real ones always come back around.
That's true. And the something that we, I guess, didn't think about, we didn't think this far, is, well, at least for you, I can kind of see it happening for you, is if you wait long enough, you wait, the kid grows, whether you wait or not, they're going to grow. So what am I trying to say? If, as the kid grows, you will get more of your life back. Like, for example, Sean can go play basketball and he can take Jay with him and Jay can sit there and watch him, and then eventually he can play with him, So it comes back full circle. No, I don't think you should be drinking with your kids, even when they're adults. I think that's weird. Someone actually brought that up. They said they think that's weird, and I agree. I sometimes will kind of get a little annoyed that like our parents won't ever want to like hang out and like drink with us, like your parents.
I don't think it's weird.
But then I'm like, it's better than the alternative, them like getting drunk around us. I don't think it's appropriate. I don't want to drink with Jay and Rose. I don't want to go to a bar and with them. Like, that's weird. I don't want to do that.
I think that's completely normal and completely fine, and I think that's American.
Okay.
I think that.
Well, wait, what was the question?
If you can go out to the bar with your son and get a beer with him, I think that's wicked cool.
Wicked cool.
And you should be able to do that.
Okay, not me. But back to the question, you want to know what the hardest thing to come to terms with for me was not, like, having to limit my showers. Like, in the beginning.
Your length?
Yes, like in the beginning, I remember, I don't know if you remember this, but I was like crying so hard every time I took a shower because I couldn't take long showers anymore.
Yeah. Well, some people don't take long showers anyways. Like the people that went through boot camp in the military. Like my aunt, she's like 50 and she still takes like 30-second showers because of boot camp.
Wow.
And she will take a shower like in 30 seconds and she's done. She's out.
Well, that makes me feel better knowing that she's childless and she does that. But it actually makes me feel really good when people that have no kids say, oh, I wake up at like 6 a.m. like just every day. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like, that's so cool that you're choosing to do this, but I'm doing it because I absolutely have to. And it makes me kind of like my life a little bit more. Not that my kids wake up at 6 a.m. Jay and Rose, I don't know if we got like extremely lucky, but we always hear, at least I do, other people say their kids wake up at like 5, 6 a.m. And I'm like, that's insane. Jay and Rose, we don't let them wake up before 7 a.m. We will put them back to sleep. Rose has never done that.
Rose sleeps till like 9:30.
She slept till almost 10 this morning. And we put her to sleep at 8 o'clock last night.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We just got lucky there. With Jay, he's old enough where we could just send him back in his room and say, you need to go lay down. It's too early. Not because that I don't want to hang out. It's not just because I don't want to be up. It's because he needs sleep. He will be cranky if he doesn't sleep at least 10 hours. So I don't know. We got lucky there, I guess.
Yeah, both of our kids sleep really good.
But we don't sleep. Something else that I had to come to terms with is even when the kids sleep through the night, I don't sleep the same. I do not sleep the same at all. If I could go back in time and get that last night, I remember it was Thanksgiving night when the last time I was pregnant. I slept so hard. And the next day I had Jay, and I've never slept the same since. I thought, oh, when they sleep through the night, like I'll be okay again and everything will be fine. I'll have a good night's sleep. No. Something in my brain only lets me tickle sleep now. It's terrible.
I'm out like a
I
light.
wake up every hour and I'm like, oh, like what am I doing? Like I literally was staring at the moon last night in the bathroom. It looked really good. But I don't know. I can't sleep like I used to, and that's hard. That's a hard pill to swallow. But that's really the only thing. That's the only thing. Like for me, I talked about it before, but my life is so much better now that I'm a mom, because the hardest part of life before being a mom for me was finding the point in anything. So when the hardest part is finding the point in life, and then all of a sudden you see the point, everything feels easier. Jay and Rose are the point. You know what I mean? There's a lot of questions that are like, was being a parent, did it come easy for you? And I just want to emphasize that it was not at first. It was not easy for me at first. I actually told Jay the other day about how I was bringing him to the doctor multiple times a week when he was born, like even for the first year, like all the time, because he wouldn't stop crying. I didn't know how to take care of him. I'm like, can you fix this child? Like, I don't know what to do with this thing. And I just felt like going to the doctor, like they would tell me what to do. And they did tell me what to do, but I could have just called them.
Yeah.
But it made me think of this because I thought of this because we're bringing Jay to his 6-year checkup soon, and I'm going to see the same doctor, and she's seen me come so far because I only see her once a year now.
Yeah.
Whereas when Jay was born, I was legit there every day, like, what do I do with him? I don't know what to do.
Mm.
And they would look at me like, she was always so nice, you know? She never made me feel like I was crazy. Probably because she was getting paid every time I went.
She's making bank. No, she was
like, I'm going to make a fortune off this one.
She's a nice lady.
She is a nice lady. All right, that's enough. That's enough of us.
That's it.
Yeah.
Bye, guys.
All right, thanks for listening.
Gracias.